while I got him here, let me just rave about my son. I absolutely love this being right here that's hanging on my nipple. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while. Look, I know it's been a while, a long while, but today I felt like putting myself together, pour my energy into a very transparent video and open up to you guys about kind of what's been going on with me since I kind of fell off the face of the earth, taking on this new role as a mommy, which I've been enjoying, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot, and we're about to unpack a lot. I even got my tea right here for sure, and I didn't even get like super glammed up for this video because I just wanted it to be raw and uncut. I didn't come up with an outline. This is just going to be like off the top. I'm just going to go straight into it and just let my words take me where they need to go. So yeah, didn't get all glammed up, brushed my hair a little bit. Even my nail came right before this video, and I'm just over it, because as a mom, it's a lot, trying to put together all the moving parts. And literally, I just laid my baby down like 20 minutes ago. Let's be honest. So at this point, I'm like, it's 10 o'clock at night almost, and I just wanted to put together this video, curate it while I had the energy before baby wakes up and I got to put him back on the boob, So yeah, we here. So take this journey with me. We're gonna jump into kind of as a first-time mom, being 6 months, almost 6 months postpartum, which in about 3 weeks, like what I've been experiencing with this transition out of the 4th trimester, going into like I said, the 6-month mark, as well as just where I am mentally, emotionally, physically, all of the things. So come on in, y'all. I missed you. Let me vent and spill the beans. So this has been a long road, y'all. I believe my last posted video was my update for 2nd trimester, which was, gosh, probably about maybe like 8 months ago or so now. So it has literally, it's been what feels like a lifetime. Here I am. My son, like I said, he's literally asleep. He's upstairs right now. Went Betty bye. And yes, like where I am now compared to where I was, this time last year, or even at the top of my pregnancy, like things have shifted so much for me. And right, that goes unsaid, because going into motherhood, stepping into motherhood as a first-time mother, that usually is the case, right? And I know I probably have some mothers who are watching this. Some of you guys are first time, some of you guys had children previously, so you can relate that stepping into the role of a mother can be a huge culture shock, right? Because this is a totally different environment relative to where I was before. Because you got to think, I went from literally like at one point having 0 kids and it just being me to literally having 3 children, because I have 2 bonus children as well who are 5 and 6. So yes, just call me mommy money at this point. No, but I love it. It's super rewarding, full of love, and yeah. So with that, I'm doing good right now. As a new mom, as some of you guys probably have expected, right? It's like, okay, you're postpartum. Have you experienced postpartum depression? I know that's typically like the first thing that comes to mind when you hear postpartum as a mom. And I will be completely truthful with you on that. As far as postpartum goes, I have experienced postpartum, and as many mothers know, postpartum is it's a wide spectrum. It's a very large spectrum in regards to postpartum. You have postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression. You have a lot of different things that fall under the label of postpartum. So I'm not exactly sure where I am or what I've experienced up until this point, but it has been some type of facet of postpartum. And it was really weird because when you hear postpartum, a lot of times you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna experience that. And that's kind of where I was before I had the baby, because for the most part, like, I was feeling good, right? Physically, emotionally, I was pretty good. But the whirlwind you get thrown into when the baby gets here, as far as taking care of the baby, losing sleep, your dynamic with your partner, if your partner is around, family dynamics, you know, finances, and making money, whether that means going back to work or you being on maternity leave, or, you know, things like that. It's a lot of things that you end up having to face without the option of putting things on the back burner. Like, okay, I'll adjust this later, or I'll cross that bridge when I get there. It's literally everything at once. And the best you can do is try to prioritize things, but they have to be addressed, right? And nothing stops. Like, you're a full-time mom, baby is needing you around the clock, right? And I'm a nursing mom too. So I'm exclusively breastfeeding. For me, it becomes even more taxing physically because my body is producing breast milk around the clock, which means I'm using a ton of energy, which means I'm even more tired, and baby's only sleeping a couple hours, you know, at a time. So I'm getting up several times throughout the night. This is all new to me. And if you guys know, I am a sleeper. Always have been. I am a sleeper, honey. I will take 8 hours of sleep, and I need 8 hours of sleep. I need a full consecutive 8 hours at that. It's not like I can get 2 hours here, 4 hours here, and then another 2. I need a consecutive, undisturbed 8 hours of sleep in order for me to feel like my best self. So going into motherhood, even with support system, right, with a partner, it's still crazy hectic, because when you're breastfeeding and your baby wakes up and he's hungry at 2 a.m. in the morning, you just have to get up. 9 times out of 10, right? He's crying and you have to feed him, right? And then you put him down and he gets up in another hour, 2 hours. Like, it's a lot, right? So I had to quickly get adjusted to sporadic sleep, and it took some time, right? I'm at the point now where I'm an addict with caffeine again, right? So I drink coffee once or twice a day. I went from drinking it like once a week. So that caffeine boost is definitely necessary where I am right now in life at 5.5 months postpartum. So yeah, we're going back down that road. If y'all don't know my story, I lived in Barcelona, what was that, years ago, probably about 8 years ago now. And I became a coffee addict. I literally had coffee for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, that was my thing. And it was very, very potent coffee because I was in, you know, Europe. And so I was a coffee addict. You know, kicked the habit. Now things come full circle. I'm back. And eventually, I'm pretty sure I'll wean myself off. But here we are. So nonetheless, energy is like, you know, and with energy goes productivity a lot of times. So it's a lot, you know, as being a mother, being having a partner and other children as well. You know, you have household duties, right? Cleaning, cooking, and that includes like laundry as well, right? And also trying to maintain yourself, right? Because I went through a physical shock, going from being, you know, this fitness influencer, fitness coach, personal trainer, body is on fleek, you know, abs, I ain't gonna say washing board, but, you know, got the abs, real tight core, bomb butt, firm legs, to I gained about 30 pounds during my pregnancy, and like contrary to what I believed, I thought I was going to drop it pretty quickly just because I had a lot of muscle mass or muscle memory. Obviously, I know what to do to lose weight, right? And I've done it on multiple occasions, right? And I've helped hundreds of other women do it. So I just knew like within like 2 weeks I was gonna be back. I ain't gonna lie, I had like outrageous expectations to get back to my pre-pregnancy body like within like a month or 2 months, and here I am almost 6 months postpartum, and I'm not back. Obviously not back to what I was. And I want to preface this by saying, ladies, please extend yourself grace. Like, give yourself time, right? Pour into yourself mentally and emotionally, and don't feel like you have to hold yourself to the standard of snapping back in a ridiculous amount of time. I just had that expectation because of what I do. I just thought like my body was just going to snap back. Like, even I carried very well when I was pregnant, right? A lot of people for the longest time didn't even know I was pregnant, and they said, you know, and I got compliments all throughout my pregnancy, even up to my due date, even right after, like the doctors and everybody was like, girl, you're so small. But the standard of like what people saw and how put together I looked, to my standard, I was like, I feel like a whale. So in my book, I had a lot of work to do, and I just expected it to happen like that, and to drop the weight like that, and to get the muscle mass back like that. And that was definitely a far-fetched notion. And in hindsight, I'm looking back and I'm like, yeah, I think my body just went through so much, and it changed so much, you know, as far as my hormones, which plays a huge role in the rate at which you lose body fat, right? I have videos on that when I went down that, you know, rabbit hole of talking about hormones. But I feel like my hormones have shifted. And not only that, but as far as time, disposable time, it's a lot different now than where it was pre-pregnancy, right? I had the time to meal prep. I had the time to work out religiously, right? I had the time blocks. I had the time to actually not only just meal prep, but prepare meals in general, right? When you're a new mom, you don't have time to just drop everything and then go cook something elaborate, or, you know, make some pasta. Sometimes you literally, you're doing grab and go snacks, or you eating the first thing that's readily available, whether it's, you know, healthy or it's chock full of calories and carbs, right? And that's where I was just like eating, because for one, I'm breastfeeding, so I have to eat. And when you're breastfeeding, you're supposed to eat in a surplus at that. So my idea of losing this, you know, 15, 20 pounds that I hadn't lost due to breastfeeding, because obviously breastfeeding helps you cut some of that, but I had to keep producing, so I had to eat, right? So I had to put my desire on the back burner, my desire to get back to the certain size, a certain physique, the certain shape. I had to put that on a back burner because my baby has to eat, right? And your body won't produce if you're not eating in a surplus as far as calories, right? Your supply will go down, and it will be a whole thing, right? So I had to put that on the back burner and say, you know what? I'll get back to myself when, you know, I get to that point. But right now, my main priority is my son and making sure he's eating, my body is producing. And then, yeah, like I said, just you're eating to also keep your energy up, right? So I didn't have time, like I said, to just cook something or prepare something healthy, or even think about like, oh, okay, what calories are in this? What should I put? No, what can I eat right now? What can I grab? What can I scarf down? What can I swallow really quickly to make sure I can keep moving, right? Before the baby starts crying, or before he wakes up, whatever the case may be. So that's where I was in regards to that. It's a lot, you know, and now I have a better grasp on my day and my time at this point. But I wanted to go into another point. Hopefully it comes back around. But now where I am, at 6 months postpartum, I'm finally, or 5 months postpartum, I am at a place where I'm getting more comfortable with a schedule. I'm more adjusted to, you know, the lack of rest, even though it's gotten better now. My body has adjusted, and I've adjusted mentally. But for the longest time, like, I've struggled. I have struggled with a capital S during the transition, just mentally and emotionally. I know I just kind of talked about the physical part, but mentally and emotionally, it has been a lot on me. This is baby, he just woke up, guys. This is my twin. This is my twin. He just woke up. It's right, Bubba. That's right, Bubba. So, yeah, guys. Say hello. Say hello to baby brilliance. You know, when my baby cries, I'm up and running, and that's that mom instinct that I'm new to, right? Because me coming from a place where I have been, you know, it's always just been me. So obviously, as a woman, usually you have some type of maternal instinct, but I never had, you know, I never needed to tap into it really. Just the maternal part of, you know, hearing your baby cry and you just sprinting and dropping everything, right? You making sure you put their needs and their wants, right, above like trivial things that don't really matter at this point in your life, right? It's a new experience for me, and it just kicks in, right? It's literally instinct. And yeah, I said it's just, you have to be able to adjust and be able to take things, like drop things at a moment's notice and be ready to roll. Right? And I've learned that not even just from having a newborn, but from having my other two. Like, you got to be ready to go. Like, you got that responsibility, and it can be a lot at first, and it was for me. And even now I'm still transitioning as well, because you're always learning as a mother, right? You're always learning as an individual, right? Nobody knows everything, and experience is the best teacher. So you just learn as you go along, because I'll tell you this one thing, like, when they say, like, you're never truly prepared for motherhood, like, or just being a parent in general, like, there's no better teacher than experience. Like, people can tell you, you know, to do this and, you know, all the things, but when you thrown in the like, when you thrown into this, like, that is literally going to be when it gets real, right? And nobody can really explain, like, I don't think anybody can articulate like what to expect exactly when it comes to stepping into parenthood. You just have to experience it for yourself, right? And that was truly, you know, my story is literally just, you know, I had to get thrown into it. Just dealing with the shifts, especially for me, because I work from home, but I basically put my business on hiatus for the first portion of like my postpartum journey, and it presented new challenges. As a stay-at-home mom, it's a lot. As many of you know, like, you with the baby around the clock, and, you know, you still feel compelled to clean, cook, right, take care of the household. But with all of that, you know, your energy is low, you're breastfeeding, you're making sure everything is in place. You're trying to take care of yourself to the best of your abilities, right? You still want to feel cute. You still want to, you know, work out and do things, right? And, you know, social interaction is very limited, like many of us know, working from home in general, but even more so as a stay-at-home mom, because now you don't even talk to people at like work or on conferences, and you rarely have the time or energy to do any like social interaction, like talking on the phone. You don't have the luxury to just sometimes stop, and definitely not to text. Like, my access to my phone has declined substantially. Like I used to be on my phone all the time. Somebody calls, somebody texts. Like now, like I can go very long periods of time without even touching my phone. Just because my hands are always full. And not only that, my energy has shifted, right? So my desire to even just be on social media and constantly in communication with people is not where it used to be. But yeah, just having that access, and communicating with people, especially if you have a lot of people in your circle who aren't parents, right? They won't really understand. They won't really understand, you know, the challenges and the changes that come with being a new mom and having a newborn, right? They're very, very needy. So like I said, you just don't have the luxury to always just like drop things and communicate, right? And for me, it wasn't even necessarily just having the luxury. I just didn't have the desire to be quite honest. So like I would go longer periods without like touching bases with people or communicating with people, and a lot of people understood, right? Of the people who checked in, called, and had patience, you know, with the response times, that is appreciated. Y'all, if you got a friend with you know, newborn or kids, whatever the case may be, reach out, check on them for sure. But if they don't get back to you immediately, even if it's in the next day or two, like don't hold that against them. Like I can think about it, it took me like a week or maybe even 2 to get back to people. Like I want to make sure I'm in a good headspace before I just respond. I don't want to just like send some bullshit off the fly because I grabbed my phone for a second. I want to be intentional with what I'm saying. So if it takes a little bit of time, then just like I said, give people grace, especially people with a newborn. Especially here. Let me just rave about my son. I absolutely love this being right here that's hanging on my nipple. I love him. He is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life, and I can't believe he's all mine. Every time I look at him, I'm just like, are you real, Lana? Are you my son? I get to kiss you all day long? Give you all the kisses? That's all I do. I just kiss him. I can't stop. It's like having a little, like, your own personal, like, he's like a teddy bear. He's like, oh my gosh, he just makes my heart melt every time I look at him. Like every time he smiles at me, it's just like, I thank God. It's the most precious thing ever. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm talking about you, buddy. Yes, I'm smiling. No, you off camera right now, but oh, he blushing. But anyways, absolutely love this kid. Absolutely love this kid. Oh, if y'all can see the smiles, priceless. But yes, it's been like becoming a mother. Obviously, it's a transition. It comes with a lot, right? But oh my gosh, just knowing you have a little human of your own that loves you unconditionally, that trusts you unconditionally, that is a little piece of you, especially when they look like you too. It's just like, wow, you're mine. So you are, oh. Every time I look at him, he smiles with his little teethless smile. But yeah, I absolutely love him. Oh my gosh. Every time, like, I notice, like, most of my camera roll at this point is him, videos, pictures, like, little candids. And then, like, he'll literally be asleep, right? And I'm so happy, like, he's finally down. I get to breathe for a second while he gets some rest. And I'll be going through my pictures on my phone, and I see, like, pictures of him, like I'm not with him all day, and I'll just stop and smile and be in awe and completely, like, love struck. Just watching him, looking at him, and like, oh my gosh, he really makes my heart smile. So much joy. So much joy as a mother. This is a joy I've never felt before, right? And I'm a pretty joyful person, and I've had an awesome life. But this is a different type of love, a different type of feeling. I'll pass them off to his dad. Okay, where was I at? All right, yeah, so just mentally, emotionally, it was a big transition. Even one I'm still dealing with. I'm still, you know, things are getting better. I'm in the swing of things. I've adjusted a lot, and yeah, it's a journey. Things that have transitioned physically, my appetite is pretty much back to where it was before. Before I was pre-pregnancy, I didn't, like, I've known people to have shifts in like things that they eat, like they lost the desire to eat certain things, or nope, everything's back to normal. I just eat what I eat, pretty much everything. I'm not a picky person. So nothing really changed there. As far as shifts with my body, like my core has obviously, I've lost a lot of like weight in my core since having the baby 6 months ago, but it's definitely not where it was before. It's not as tight. I have had some abdominal separation, right? Diastasis recti, which is very normal. Most women deal with it, most mothers, you know, who have carried, right? So yeah, it's abdominal separation. So it affects mostly like your lower abdomen area. So it's you have like a pooch. So yeah, it's a little mushy right there, but it's tightening up slowly but surely, especially now that I'm in a routine with baby. I'm back working out right regularly, about 3 or 4 times a week, and I'm being more intentional with my eating. And I'm at this point, and I'm on a schedule, so he's like sleep for 2 hours at a time. He has a 2-hour wake time, and then it just alternates. So I have a little bit more predictability with my schedule, so I can pour more time into getting back to, and now get into this MILF status. So that's awesome. Other changes in my body, obviously I've lost a lot of muscle mass. So I'm probably about maybe 5 pounds off to where I was pre-pregnancy, but my body is still a lot different because I have a higher body fat percentage and less muscle mass, right? And I've talked about this in other videos as well. So even though I'm close to the same weight that I was pre-pregnancy, my body just looks different. It's not as tight, it's not as athletic and firm looking. So I'm working on building my muscle mass, which hopefully that comes back pretty quickly, since my body has a lot of muscle memory, and I can even tell with these past couple weeks of working out and getting back into the gym and lifting weights, I can tell it's starting to, like, my butt is starting to firm up and shape up more. My core is tightening, and my arms are tightening a little bit. So I just got to be consistent, continue to progressively overload, and just show up for myself, right? It's January, so my goal, look, going into springtime, like, mama gonna be tight. Mama gonna be, So that's the goal. I'm pretty confident in getting there. With breastfeeding, obviously, mamas, women, y'all know, you go through, you know, it's a process, right? And your boobs will change, right? Through latching and breastfeeding. Like I said, I've been breastfeeding for about 6 months now. My goal is to do at least a year. I know his 2 teeth are going to be coming in pretty soon, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So I'm not looking forward to breastfeeding with a teething baby. But I know a lot of mothers do it, so we're gonna try to push through. But yeah, so I'll be completely frank, I do plan to get a boob job. We're just deciding if we're gonna have another. Obviously I'll probably wait until I have my last child, or my last child that I think I'm planning to have, before I jump into it. But yes, I'm definitely getting a lift. I'm definitely getting an augmentation for sure. I already priced it. I already have a doctor in mind, and yeah, because the girls need some attention. And I'm not afraid to say it. But yeah, that just comes with the territory of motherhood. So it is what it is. 16. What else do I want to talk about? What else? You hear him in there crying. I'm not yet. Let me get a snack, y'all. I'm hungry. Whew. No, I'm hungry. I've been running around all day. Got a lot done. As far as kind of like, I wanted this video to be focused more on like me and my transitions, like mentally, emotionally, physically, now that I am 6 months postpartum. And I'll do another video that's more so focused on like baby and things that I do, like a typical, you know, day or get ready with me and baby, stuff like that. I'll save for another video. But I know a lot of people have kind of just been wanting to know. I just wanted to check in and tell you guys like where I am, how things have been. All is well. I'm getting more acclimated with everything as the days progress. Yes, but I'm happy. Y'all know I have an amazing partner who's been a big help during this transition, right? And we've ran into our differences, of course, because if you guys don't know, statistically as well, couples and relationships tend to go through some of the biggest, most extreme challenges, and a lot of relationships actually don't make it the first year following having a new baby, just because it's so much that goes on emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, that it's a lot to bear. And you know, I've seen some of the challenges firsthand, but yeah, we were working through all that, and he's an amazing father, like amazing, most amazing father. You know, he's there, you know, emotionally. I couldn't ask for a better partner. So I'm eternally grateful, blessed, and appreciative for that. For Kai's dad. And yes, sorry for holding it in so long. Baby Kai, his name is Kainormi Lagani. Kainormi Lagani for you guys who've been wanting to know the name, and it is Arabic. So his name stands for Great Crown of Light in the name of God. And yeah, perfect, right? For brilliance, baby. Some sun shines like one of the greatest lights of the earth. Yeah, so mommy is doing well. Hopefully I look the part. Yes. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I didn't want to make this super long because this could have been very, very extensive, but like I said, I just really wanted to cover like how I've been feeling, give you guys a temperature check, like where I am. I do plan on getting back into my content consistently, right? Now that I have some predictability with my schedule and I can plan a little bit better. So get used to seeing me, guys. Thank you guys for all the encouragement and the positive comments. Baby guy, thanks you guys as well. And yeah, I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely blessed for everything and to have you guys, and I appreciate you guys for being here and watching this video, because you could have been anywhere virtually, but you decided to be right here right now, and for that I appreciate you so much. Mwah. And I will be back with an updated video probably pretty soon. I'll have to go back and backtrack and do a recap of like my 3rd trimester, the 4th trimester, because I completely skipped from 2nd trimester to 6 months postpartum. So that's why I said it's like an 8-month gap in between. But yeah, mama needed some time. Mama needed some time, honey. She did. Oh, I don't know if y'all can hear him. He's in his dad's office. Let me go see what baby needs. But yes, guys, thank you so much. Love you guys so much. Definitely stay tuned. Make sure you like this video, subscribe. See, the nail that came off this finger too. Like my video, subscribe, guys, and I will see you guys soon.